So now we start in this video the numericals of this particular chapter, energy. So before we start the numericals, we will write down the different formulas which could be applied in this particular chapter. So we will go one by one with the different formula. The first formula was related to the work done. So accordingly we have the first one as W, work, is equals to force into distance traveled. Okay, so where we know that W is the work in joule, F is force in Newton, D is distance in meters. Okay, that is the first one. Second one will be related to the potential energy and kinetic energy. So we have over here that potential, or we can say one more thing, and that is about the work is equals to energy. So W is equals to energy. So that is one more thing over here. The third one, where E is equals to energy. The third one is PE or U is equals to mgh, where PE is the potential energy, U is potential energy. Then M is the mass in kg, G is the gravitational force, and H is the height in meters. Okay, the fourth one over here will be Ke is equals to half mv square, where Ke is the kinetic energy. Now kinetic energy is as energy, so it will always be in joule. This is in joule, and here mass is the same, and V is the speed. It is the speed in meter per second. So that is the speed in meter per second. That is the fourth one. The fifth one over here will be power is equals to work upon time, where P is the power in watt. Okay, it's in watt, and work is the same, and T is nothing but time in seconds. Okay, so these are the different things over here, different kind of formulas which are here. And yeah, if in case you have got something which is related to increase in the energy, kinetic energy, so we can say increase in kinetic energy is equals to half m. We will always take the thing as mv2 square minus half mv1 square. So that is the later velocity and the initial velocity, final velocity and initial velocity, like this. So we can make this as half m bracket v2 square minus v1 square. So this is the change in kinetic energy. So change in kinetic energy will be equal to half m v2 square minus v1 square. These are the different formulas which we'll be using in this case, and I don't think there's anything else, but yeah, one more thing what we'll write over here is 1 HP, that is 1 HP is equal to 746 watts. Okay, so this is the formula over here. So these are the formula. Work is equals to force into distance. Work is also equal to energy. Potential energy is equal to mgh, where m is the mass, g is the gravitational force, and h is the height. Ke, that is kinetic energy, is half mv square, where v is the speed. Power is equal to work upon time, and increase in kinetic energy is equal to half v1 square, half mv2 square minus half m v1 square, and 1 HP is equal to 746 watts. So these were the different kinds of formula. Now we go to the different numericals which are there one by one. So let's start with the numerical number 1. I just erase this. Please note this down in a book so that you are not having any problems later on. It should be handy enough so that you can learn it whenever you want to, or you can refer to it whenever you want to. So this is about, we start with the numericals. The first numerical, A force of 30 Newton acts on a body and moves it through a distance 5 meters in the direction of the force. So what do we understand? Force is given to you. So what is the force given to you? F is equals to 30 Newton. We are also given the distance, and due to this force, what is the distance the body moves? The body moves by 5 meters. So we need to find out the work done. So we know that work is equals to F into D. So that is equal to 30 into 5 is equals to 150 joule. Very simple. So that was sum number 1. We now move on to sum number 2. It's a simple sum. So always all these sums are very easy. Only thing what you need to remember is the formula what is going to be applied and to understand the data what is given in the sum. See, do not get scared about the numericals. The numericals are not difficult in this case at all, because these numericals are easily done as the different kind of data what is given is directly given. There is no confusion over there. It is very directly given over here that what should be the what is the data given to you. Sum number 2. A man lifts a mass of 20 kg to a height of 2.5 meters. Assuming that the force of gravity for 1 kg mass is 10 Newton, find the work done by the man. So, what is given to us? Let's understand one by one what is given. First is, man lifts a mass of 20 kg. So, we are given the mass. So, mass is equals to 20 kg. Up to what height he lifts it? He lifts it to a height of 2.5 meters. So, h is equals to 2.5 meters. Now, we know that the force of gravity for 1 kg is 10 Newton. So, the value of G is equals to 10 Newton per kg. Okay. So, we know that we are asked the work done by the man. Now, we know that the work done is equals to energy is equals to mgh. Right. So, work is also equal to mgh. So, accordingly, it will be m is 20 into 2.5 into 10. So that will be equal to 25 into 2, 500 joule. So the work done is 500 joule. Simple. We move on to sum number 3. A body when acted upon a force of 10 kgf moves by distance 0.5 meters in the direction of the force. Find the work done by the force when the 1 kgf is equals to 10 Newton. So we are given over here that force is equals to 10 kgf. Okay. And they are given us that this is not force. This force in kgf, I need to convert it into Newton. So they are given that G is equals to 10 Newton per kg. They are given that taking 1 kgf equal to 10 Newton. So, or we can directly do it this way also. 1 kgf is equals to, so 1 kgf is equals to 10 Newton. Therefore, 10 kgf is equals to 10 into 10 is equals to 100 Newton. The distance to which this is traveling is given as 0.5 meters. So, it is 0.5 meters. Accordingly, what is the work done? Work done is F into D. So that will be F is 100 into 0.5 is equals to 50 joule. So the work done by the body is 50 joule. By the force is 50 joule. Is it clear? Very simple. Now we move on to sum number 4. Two bodies of same mass are placed at height h and h2, 2h. Compare the gravitational potential energy. So we have got over here that this is, we can now do one thing. We can say that, let's write the data in proper manner. So for same masses, okay, we say that m1 is equals to m, m2 is also equal to m. That is, body of mass m1 is the body, first body, and m2 is the mass of the second body. Both as m because they are same. The h1 is equals to H, whereas H2 is equals to 2H. You need to compare the potential energy. So you know that potential energy 1 upon potential energy 2 is equals to M1GH1 upon M2GH2. So you know PE1 is MGH and PE2 is MGH, right? So we are just taking the ratio because they asked us to compare. So we'll always take the ratio. Whenever you are asked to compare something, it is always better to take the ratio. So when you take the ratio over here, we see that what is M1 is M. So put M over here. G is G. H1 is H. M2 is M. G is G. H1 is 2H. So now MM gets cancelled, GG gets cancelled, HH gets cancelled. Therefore, PE1 upon PE2 is equals to 1 upon 2. That is 1 is to 2. So the ratio, the comparison of this will be the ratio 1 is to 2. Clear? We move on to sum number 5. Sum number 5. They find the gravitational potential energy of 2.5 kg mass. So mass is given as 2.5 kg kept at a height of 15 meters above the ground. The force of gravity on the mass is 1 kg. The G is equals to 10 Newton per kg. Okay. So we get U, that is potential energy, is equals to mgh is 2.5 into 10 into 15 is 25 into 15 is 375 joule. So potential energy is 375 joule. You can see the sums are very simple. So quite easy to do. We move on to sum number 6. So sum number 6. The potential energy, the gravitational potential energy stored in a box of weight 150 kgf is 1.5 into 10 is to 4 joule. Find the height of the box, take 1 kgf equal to 10 Newton. So it's given that mass is equals to 150 kgf. So 1 kgf is equals to 10 Newton. Therefore 150 kgf will be equal to 150 into 10 is equals to 1500 Newton. You are given that the U potential energy is 1.5 into 10 raised to 4 joule. That is nothing but 15 and 3 zeros joule. And we are given that we need to find out the H, or we can here we have already taken M into G. The M into G is already taken over here. So this is nothing but M into G is equals to 1500 over here. So we see that U is equals to mgh. So it is 15000 is equals to 1500 into H. So H will be equal to 15000 upon 1500. That will be 10 times. So H will be equal to 10 meters. Okay, for this one, you can see that when it is given 1 kg equal to 10 Newton, it also means that G is equals to 10 Newton per kg. Okay? The meaning of this thing, that 1 kg is equal to 10 Newton, is also that G is equals to 10 Newton per kg. So you can take the value of G over here and say 150 into 10 into H also. I have taken it M into G directly over here because I am taking it in Newton. So M into G is nothing but force. So the force over here will be equal to this much. So you can take both the ways. You can also take it as 1500 into 10 into this. It's the same thing. Okay. The answer remains the same. We move on to sum number 7. Sum number 7. The potential energy of a body of mass 0.5 kg increases by 100 joule when it is taken to a top of a tower from the ground. So there is an increase in the potential energy. The potential energy is equals to 100 joule. When they given the mass over here is equals to 0.5 kg, and it is taken from when it is taken from the top of the ground. So it is, we need to, G is already given to you as 10 Newton per kg. Okay, this is already given to you. We need to find out the H. So we know that U is equals to mgh. So we'll take it as U. So 100 is equals to 0.5 into 10 into H. So it is 100 upon 5 is equals to H. Therefore H is equals to 20 meters. So this is the height to which the height of the tower was 20 meters. We move on to sum number 8. A body of mass 60 kg. So it's given over here that the body is of mass equals to 60 kg. Is moving with the speed of 50 meters per second. V is equals to 50 meter per second. You need to find out the kinetic energy. Direct formula, Ke is equals to half mv square. So it's 1 upon 2 into 60 into 50 into 50. So that cuts to 30. 50 into 50, 2500, 25 into 3 is 75. So it is 75,000 joule. Okay. You can keep as it is. No need to make it 7.5 into 10⁴. Directly give the answer as 75000 joule. Move on to sum number 9. Sum number 9. A truck of mass 1000 kg. So we get the mass is equals to 1000 kg. Increases its speed from 36 kilometers per hour to 72 kilometers. So it's given that V1 is 36 kilometer per hour. So we need to convert this 36 kilometer per hour to meter per second, because all our units are in MKS, that is meters per second. So that's why this 36 is equals to 36 into 5 upon 18. So that will give me as 10 meter per second. V2 is given as 72 kilometers per hour. That is 72 into 5 upon 18. That is 4. That is 20 meter per second. That's V2. We need to find out the increase in the kinetic energy. So find formally, change increase in kinetic energy is equals to half mv2 square minus half mv1 square is equals to half mv2 square minus v1 square is equals to half into 1000 into v2 square is 20 square minus 10 square. So this cancels to 500. So it's 500 into 400 minus 100 is equals to 500 into 300 is equals to 15,000. That is 1,50,000 joule, or 1.5 to 10 raised to 5 joule. Okay, that is change in kinetic energy. Easy? Clear? Right. So this was sum number 9. We now move on to sum number 10. Sum number 10. A car is moving with the speed of 15 kilometers per hour and another identical car is moving with the speed of 30 kilometers per hour. So we have over here that there are similar cars. The cars are identical cars. So we say over here that mass of car 1 is equals to m. Mass of car 2 is equals to m, because they are identical cars. So both are having the same masses. And they are given the speed 1, that is V1 is equals to 15 kilometers per hour. That is nothing but 15 into 5 upon 18. And V2 is equals to 30 Yeah, 30 kilometer per hour, that is 30 into 5 upon 18. So we are comparing the kinetic energies over here. So comparing, how do we do comparing? KE1 upon KE2 will be equal to half M1V1 square upon half M2V2 square. Half gets cancelled. We know M1 is M, V1 is 15 into 5 upon 18, the whole square, or I will take it this way. 15 into 15 into 5 upon 18 into 5 upon 18. I'm not going to multiply anything. Here it is M into 30 upon 30 into 30 into 5 upon 18 into 5 upon 18. You need convert, you need not do anything over here because this 5 upon 18 and 5 upon 18 gets cancelled. M gets cancelled, this cancels to 2, this cancels to 2. Accordingly, it is 1 upon 4. So, therefore, ratio is KE1 is to KE2 is equals to 1 is to 4. Clear? This was sum number 10. We now move on to sum number 11. A pump raises water by spending the energy 4 into 10 raised to 5 joule in 10 seconds. So we are given that energy is equals to 4 into 10 raised to 5 joule. Okay, that is nothing but 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joule. The time taken is 10 seconds. So this is also equal to work. Energy is equal to work done. Power is equals to work upon time is equals to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upon 10. That will be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 watt. Okay, that is 4 into 10 is to 4 watt. Sum number 11. The last sum, sum number 12. Sum number 12. It takes 20 seconds for a girl A to climb up the stairs, while the girl B takes 15 seconds to do the same job. Compare the work done and the power spent. So here, work done is same. Therefore, W1 is to W2 is 1 is to 1. See, both are doing the same job. They both are climbing up the stairs. So, that's why the work done by both of them is the same. W1 upon W2 is same. That's why it is 1 is to 1. Right? So, now we know that the time taken T1, TA is equals to, given to you as 20 seconds. And TB is given as 15 seconds. Work in both the case, WA is equals to W and WB is equals to W. Right? So we want to find out compare the power. So power A upon power B is equals to WA upon TA upon WB upon TB. So on substituting we get over here W upon 20 upon W upon 15. So W gets cancelled, 15 comes in the numerator. So it is 15 upon 20, that is 3 upon 4. Therefore ratio is 3 is to 4. So the ratio of the power of both of them will be 3 is to 4. So these were the 12 numericals which are given in the textbook as the exercise. So please go through this properly. Write this down in your notebook along with the formulas properly and see to it that you are able to solve it yourself also. And also do one thing, and that is write down all the solved examples also, so that you could understand each and every solved example also properly. In fact, the best thing what you can do is that read the question of the solved example, try to solve it on your own and see whether the answer is coming up the same or not. So try to do it on your own, so that you gain confidence that you are able to do the numericals properly. Okay, so with this we come to the end of the chapter energy. So this was the chapter energy, which contained work, energy and power, all three parts of the chapter. Okay, thank you.